I also turned the game sounds down a little bit, or the music, because I heard a few people were complaining. We are aware of the issues and we are working on them, so guys, bear with us.
NASL sound guy strikes again.
You know, I actually thought he was with retirement, but
We keep firing him.
he just keeps coming back. He applies for the job and we have no one else, so welcome back.
Oh, I guess we got no choice.
Those were 2 fantastic 2 weeks, and he's also sound guy. Here you go
So
again.
we keep firing him, and he's just like, okay, vacation. And it's like, man, we need you, NASL sound guy. PT1 with his little hat.
Jake is our North American Zerg spawning on the left top side of Belcher in his very first official WCS appearance. Of course, he made it through the qualifiers to get here. And in the right bottom side of this map, we got the root for root Sage. Sage, of course, a very well respected name in the entire soccer scene. Is he gonna cannon, right? No, okay, he's not. Just a gateway in his own base. For a second, I thought the Sage was gonna try to be naughty, but Jake is not really a Zerg player who goes a whole lot of hatch first. I don't think it would have been very successful. Sage, of course, was part of Premier League this season, also last season. Last season, he made it to the round of 16. This season, unfortunately for Sage, he ran into the unstoppable Polt. As Polt was truly unstoppable in the series against Sage. Sage plays very well that
How
series.
many maps did Polt drop that entire run? 2 to Tasia? Is that right?
Yeah, that was last season. I'm talking this season though.
Ah, yeah.
But yes, last season Polt dropped 4 maps, all 4 to Tasia.
That's right. Polt in top form. He will be rejoining us for the round of 16
I look
next
forward to
week,
seeing Polt. I'm always so happy to see Polt.
along with the likes of Jadong, Tasia, Hero, some truly legendary names. Scarlet will be back.
Polt has the same effect as me as a nest of husky puppies. You know, they're just so cute and adorable and happy. And that's how I see Polt. When you see Polt, you're just like, oh, you go Polt. I'm a fan for life.
I guess he looks kind of cuddly. A little bit of a probe scout coming out here for Sage. Once again, Jig is getting that early gas for... Last time it was lean speed.
Yeah, and then he kept mining gas despite going up to 3 bases, which, in my opinion, he kind of hurts his own economy with that a little bit, because you know you don't have that many drones in that phase of the game, and if you're not really doing something with it, obviously it's going to slow your mineral income down a little bit.
Mineral income exponentially more important in the early game, and as you scale up your economy, it becomes
And the
less
more
and less
mineral
of an issue.
income you have early game, of course, the more gas you can get for yourself later on.
Exactly.
While not losing any mineral income. Either way, we'll see if Jig is going to go for the same thing twice or if he's going to switch things up a little bit. So far, everything is the same, man. Oh, that's a super quick Twilight concept from Sage. I think he's going to go DTs. And this is a build that I've sort of been messing around with a little bit. I go really quick Dark Templars. He does it even quicker though, because he drops a Twilight concept before he drops the 2 additional gauge, which is really risky against certain builds. He did scout gas timing and stuff, but
Something like a Roach Speedling would be very hard to hold here.
yeah, so many things would be extremely hard to hold, because his sentry is going to be a lot later as well, which means less force fields and stuff. But it's interesting, and it's going to be very important for Jig that he's going to find this little man, because I do think that later on this guy, he's destined for great things. Or I'm going to see Blinkstock.
He's on a mission, Kev.
I'm going to see Dark Templars.
There's the Dark Shrine, Crouching Probe, Hidden Pylon, hidden in the most obvious of spots. Sage saying, gee, I really hope you don't take a 3rd base.
These 2 links might actually be able to scout it. Stalker is not out yet. These 2 links, and that's of course that's the risk that Sage took. Sage playing so risky, opening up so incredibly risky, having no units at all to defend. These 2 links should definitely no.
Oh, the hero!
Wow.
Wow.
Just
And now I think Jig is more susceptible to this than ever because he didn't see anything.
But you know, he's actually staying on 2 bases. So this is kind of like, I think what Destro told me, that Jig likes to stay on 2 bases for a long time.
No Spore Crawlers.
Oh, poor Jig. If he doesn't find
He's
this
dropping the Roach Warren. He's reading this as a gateway attack.
he just doesn't really know what he has to really that.
How
Layer
many
is going
DTs
down
can
right now.
Sage make?
Sage can make at least 2. 2 is already good enough. If you kill 10, 15 workers with this. I wonder if he's going to wipe in those DTs just right on top. Oh, now I think Jig's going to know right now. Now Jig's going to be like, what? Why second pylon? Why? This makes no sense. The gates are morphing right now. Dark Templars will not be warped in from this pylon, but he will wait for the next pylon. Sporecrawl is going down though, so Jig is finally
Okay.
putting the pieces together.
That's
Maybe
a
he
good
knows
read.
as well.
That's a really good read from Jig, realizing what's up. So he will have detection, but will he have it
great
fast
scout.
enough?
I think he'll be fine.
He's never even going to warp anything in. Sage just abandoned ship.
Yeah, Sage didn't know what we know. Sage didn't know that if he would have just warped in 2 DTs immediately, he's gonna wait, which might be smarter. But I mean, Jig saw it right now with the Overlord.
The spore there, it's.
But the DTs might be able to sneak into the main base though. Nope. Nope, a little bit of indecisiveness from both sides there. Sage not sure if he wants to commit. At the end of the day, guys, 3 Dark Templars is a massive investment. He's gonna follow this up with a Stargate, and right now all I could say to Jig is, Jig, macro up, sit on 2 bases from all I care, make a macro hatch, and just send in a ridiculous amount of roach.
He's got everything he needs right now. Roach, pure roach is
it's perfect against this.
And we say it all the time, man. When you go DT, if it just gets crushed, if it does no damage, that counterattack is so hard to hold. I guess in the current meta, Protoss players have gotten much better at doing it safely. But
1 or 2 Void Rays help out a lot. The Mothership Core could help out a lot. But at the end of the day, if Jig makes a ridiculous amount of roaches from a reasonable amount of drones, he's going to get so much map control. He's going to make it so hard for Sage to go up to 3 bases.
He's not really doing that, though. He's getting a few more drones, getting some upgrades, getting some roaches. Now the roach swell looks like it might be coming.
I think it's coming, because, you know, he's waiting for Roach Speed to finish up.
Maybe he wants to make sure he's got spines down, just in case of a run-by. DT run-by.
He doesn't know about this target yet. If he knew about this target, I think he would go a little quicker. Oh, nice pickup over here. 1 Dark Templar tried to sneak to the right top side of the map, but Jig was like, what's up? I'm Jig. I got 4 roaches and an Overseer over here. And
Overseer. The worst enemy of the Dark Templar. I don't understand how having more eyeballs lets you see invisible things. That just doesn't make sense.
I think it does. It's true vision, man. Don't you see more with 2 eyes than 1?
Yeah, but
imagine if you had 8 eyes.
Actually change what you see. It does have 8 eyes.
Yeah, well, if you had 8 eyes, you'd see so much more, man.
I guess. You can see into the 4th dimension.
Yep. 28 roaches on the map right now against a single Void Ray, 2 Dark Templars, 2 Zealots, a couple of Sentries, and a Mothership Core. Photon Overcharge, I mean, Prismatic Alignment or just Warp Prism. Bluff being activated, 2 additional Stargates going down. So we're gonna see a very heavy air committed Sage, but...
Ah, Jig, cancel this Nexus, man.
Yeah, he will do it soon. He's actually putting the Void Ray out of position while creating a little bit of an opportunity over here with all of his roaches. Photon Overcharge being activated on this Nexus. People told me I cannot make it sound like it's very hard to activate Photon Overcharge, so I will not.
Sage doing a great job so far, Kev. He's kept the 3rd base alive. His Natural's still under siege, but the Void Rays have repelled these roaches, and I'm going to call this a successful defense.
Yeah, but these roaches just swing around to pick up that Nexus. He's making 11 drones behind this, which I like a lot. +2 is about to finish up, so he's also getting burrowed, which is very cute, because probably figuring out, like, hey, I guess you don't have a robotics facility if you were making Void Rays and all this
now the
kind of
Nexus
stuff.
is going to die.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it's very smart by Jake. He just let it
lets it finish, then secures the 400.
Oh, a couple of sentries might go down. That's the photon. I mean, the time warp is cute, but if you lose the sentries, good force fields there. Very good. Oh wow, he's actually gonna pick up every single.
It's gonna be a very expensive loss for Jig, perhaps more expensive than the 400 mineral Nexus.
Yeah, but I still think it was worth it. I mean, obviously he lost more. If you take a look at the unit's lost resource tab, we can see that the Berserk player has lost 2,900 resources, Sage 2,150. But you know, this keeps Sage on the back feet for so incredibly long. There are Hydras on the way, a crazy amount of Hydras. They're gonna be spawning with 2-0 upgrades, by the way, much better than in the previous game. And what does Sage really have to deal with Hydra? He has absolutely nothing. And he cannot really get anything either of these 2 bases.
This game's looking much better for Jig. The fact that he secured the 3rd has his economy going.
I like great scout over here by Jig as well. You can see what Sage wants to do, Ben. This is something as you like to refer to as the Axiom Protoss attack. The 3-hit squad. Void Ray with the Mothership Core, but I don't think it's going to be successful, no? Or something? Well, he's keeping some Hydras behind. He just knows that right now he might have to worry about a little bit of multi-prong aggression, but Hydras are so good against every single unit that Sage has.
Here comes that Void Ray attack, and it will run away upon.
Now Sage is like, maybe on the other side of the map I can do something. And then you realize, like, hey, half my army's not moving. They're striking.
It's really done by Jig, man. Splitting up those units. That's a hard thing to do in any matchup. Certainly as a Zerg player, when you know that your units are just weaker than the other guys, it can be Very nerve-wracking.
Sage is going to rely on a crazy amount of Void Rays. He's going to need more sentries though, because he really needs to drop some good force. Okay, then we can see him whopping in an additional sentry immediately. Like, you can kill Hydras with Void Ray sentry, but you need Guardian Shield all the time, and you need to drop off a lot of force fields. And you know, you have to let enough units squeeze through that it actually matters. But you can't let too many units squeeze through, because you cannot lose a single Void Ray. It's extremely hard to execute. I've tried it a few times, and then I said, you know what, Alicia Crank, I'm happy that this works for you guys. Doesn't work for me.
It's like Jig's going to go for a little bit of an attack. God, there's a lot of Void Rays. I don't know if he's got enough Hydras, Kev. I feel like he's thinking the same. He's going to back up.
He has enough Hydras in a straight up engagement, but of course Sage doesn't really want to get the straight up engagement.
Oh gosh, Force Field's so scary!
Time Warp scary as well. You know, that's 4 Hydras for free already. 5, 6.
I don't know, man. I think Jig might have missed his chance.
I think he's going to be okay. Taking a look at the income tab right now, it's 69 against 66. I must say, Jig is never the Zerg who likes to go up to like 75 drones. It always seems to be hovering around 65. Now a couple of Archons are going to be in the mix as well. Now I think Jig is realizing I could be a little richer as he's squeezing in 8 additional drones, which I think is very smart. Oh man, if those all these Void Rays flying right now with the Mothership Core, okay, there's no recall.
I think Jig needs Fungal right now. That's what I think.
Yeah, Fungal Hydra.
Yeah.
Sick.
But for now,
we shouldn't forget that the upgrades are not very good for Stage. He has absolutely 0 gateway upgrades. He does have 1-0 on his Void Rays, and he's working on the armor upgrades. A couple of Roaches are going to sacrifice himself for the greater good.
Oh, they should have gone to the natural because the army of Protoss is not very far away. They will get a handful of kills.
4, 5, 6, 7 pros.
Not much more than that.
Whoa.
Burrow is not effective when it's in range of cannon.
Cannons too so far, man. The detection range is of course a lot bigger than the actual range of the cannon. Second layer being researched. Seems like Jig is worried about all those Void Rays flying in eventually and sniping off.
Oh, another expensive loss here for Jig, who's just being a little too carefree with his units, Kev. This is going to be more lost Roaches and Hydras.
Smart.
Well, just don't know what that's going to achieve.
He is getting the infestors though, as you mentioned. We see 6 infestors on the way. Fungo is being researched as well. So Fungo Grove and Hydralisk could be extremely scary, but maybe Sage doesn't want to give him the time for it. If Sage starts fighting right now with 4 sentries full of energy and 12 Void Rays...
Nope. That's a lot of Hydras. Very difficult to attack into that. Now with the infestors coming out, Jig's position just got much, much better. It was dicey.
It was dicey. A little dicey.
But he gets through it. Now it's just a matter of continuing to, or I guess starting to do something with this advantage. We see that Sage is adding his Templar archives, so he will have an answer to these Hydras soon.
Yeah, probably gonna research Storm as well, even though I wonder, like, how much gas can you really spend on all these Void Rays and all these upgrades you want to get done? He's really gonna need to establish his fort base. He's even getting blinked right now, which is, you know, surprising. I wouldn't really... A lot of Stalkers.
Yeah, I don't know why he's deciding to switch into Stalkers right now.
Maybe he's trying to pick up some infestors with that. You know, it's suicidal, but...
I don't think that's... Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. These Stalkers won't be very good against the Hydras.
Maybe he's... I actually have no idea, man. We will see. A lot of Hydras right now.
This is a good fight for Jig. Catches Protoss way out of position, and that's a nice Fungal on a lot of the Void Rays. He could chain Fungal, but instead he's going to reposition. A good initial exchange there for Jig. He's maxed out now against 160 supply, and Sage is on the run. He might want to consider recall.
Yeah, he needs to buy a little bit of time for himself, though. He only has 90 energy right now in this Mothership Core, but he knows as long as he idles on the high ground over here, he can drop a few force
Jig, this is a great position. Just do something with it. Either attack a base or go for that army, but dancing back and forth is wrong no matter where you stand. He's going to go for the army. And he's giving it time now to be able to recall. Roach is going to attack into this 4th base. These cannons alone might be able to deal with them.
Yeah, definitely. One Dark Templar being wiped in as well. Very smart. Of course, there's no OC with this little Roach.
Jig, you're just missing so many chances.
No, he's not done yet. Oh, no, they're moving into each other. You're not friends. You're supposed to fight with each other. And I think the infestors are aware of that right now. They start throwing out some spit. Oh, he could have had the sickest fungals over there.
Yeah, another missed opportunity.
Man, 17 drones right now.
It's
going to go up to 82. He's probably going to be able to get a little bit of static D here and there.
Now, one thing Jig is doing, Kevin, is he is banking big time. 2,000 minerals, soon to have 2,000 gas. I think a big Muta switch could be a possibility. I don't know how necessary that is. But
I'm not sure about it. I really like the Hydralisk Infestor against the army of Protoss when it's not too developed yet, when there are no Colossus, when there are not too many High Templars. Ooh.
that's not where you want your Infestors to be.
But Sage bought a lot of time for himself. That 4th base is up and running. That 7th and 8th assimilator is up and running. We have 7 High Templars right now. He has Storm.
Why would you throw out an infested Terran there? It's just for the vision. Here we go. Hydras are going to get a big fight with the Void Rays, and this is a pretty good position for our Zerg player. Fungal from behind, infested Terran flank. That's pretty cool.
But there's so many storms here. I'm not sure if there's enough DPS. He needs one more Fungal on top of all those High Templars. They're morphing into Archons. Great save there by Sage. I love it, and I think Sage will be able to come out victorious of this fight.
And the switch is not into Mutas, but into more Hydras. 33 Hydras on the production tab. Jig loves his Hydralisk.
I can't blame him too much. I think the Hydras will be okay. He might lose his 4th base, but all the High Templars are gone. He still has those good upgrades. I mean, 0-0 Mutalisks right now might not be able to get it done against. There are cannons at every single base. There is High Templars with Storms. There's a lot of gateways. Sage is rich. I think it's smart that he's going for Hydras. If he's able to pick up this army, but he will not be able to do that.
Reinforcements have arrived, and
I mean, that was a really odd fight for Jig, because he was forced to eat all those storms, and then the fungus came in from behind. It must have been very hard to control. If he had one more fungal on all those High Templars and those Void Rays, I think it would have been a very different fight. This 3 Archons or not makes a pretty big difference in a low army supply fight.
still feels like Jig's making just a few too many mistakes. And Sage is playing pretty clean. 5th base now going down for the Root Protoss. I don't think a single observer's been made this whole game.
Yeah, I was just about to check the same thing.
There it is.
There's a single observer chilling above 2 cannons. He's like, guys, in case you're getting old.
Sight beyond sight.
Couple of burrowed infestors. Might be able to spawn a couple of infested terrors with drone. Land a fungal on these probes. Charge being researched now as well. Slowly but steady, Sage army is starting to get so much more intimidating than it was 6-7 minutes ago. And I'm really afraid if Jig wasn't able to push the issue and win a fight back then it's going to be near impossible to do it soon when the gateway upgrades are a lot better, when Charge is being researched, you know, the High Templar count is back. Once more we have 7 High Templars over here. Ooh, scary. Oh, he was able to land a few fungals.
5 kills on one of those infestors. It's a Slayer.
It's a Slayer. So many chartles. That's really going to mess up all those infestors and Hydralisk as well. Now a couple of roaches are in production, and I have no idea why he's making those roaches. Then, unless he wants to tank Zealot shot.
Ah, man. You know, Jig has played well this game, but
well, he's gonna eat some big storms here.
There's no real way to fight this army.
He's gonna eat some really big storms here.
Unless, nope, he's gonna eat big storms. Massive storms going down. Still, Jig retains a lot of his Hydras. Will it be enough to prevail in this fight? Void Rays aren't charged right now. Zealot's dying very fast, funneling into a choke.
Wow, all these Hydras are still alive. Sage is gonna lose a lot of gateway units here. He's gonna lose that Archon. He might lose 1 or 2 Void Rays while retreating. What a ridiculous fight.
Perhaps the first real mistake Sage has made all game long. Jig now chasing him back.
Sage went up to 5th bases though. Sage took a base that he should never be having in this phase of the game. But maybe Jig has a super small window right now. But you know, if the overseers die, he can always buy more time for himself with Dark Templars. This hatch is still alive. Eventually decide to cancel it. Infested Terran's going to town on this little base, but there is a Dark Templar to clean things up. I love the way Sage uses DTs to deal with all these run-bys and whatnot.
Yeah, I think DT defense is one of the strongest ways to keep the Zerg from harassing
Even
you.
against Terran when they have a lot of scans, because it's annoying for Terran, but against Zerg it's super annoying. It's so hard to have overseers in the right place all the time.
Well, Stalker hit squad over here in the corner of the map will be cornered and killed.
Yeah, but Sage's probably like, that's fine. But I'm still mining off 5 bases.
He doesn't really want Stalkers at this stage of the game anyway. As these...
Yeah, that blink upgrade never really paid for itself.
I think that was the only blink he's used all game long, the one we just saw. But Hydra's on the hunt once again. Jig at 185 supply against 170.
And 136 army supply. He has a massive army. I do feel that Sage was a little too trigger happy with all his storms. He has 6 additional High Templars right now. He's going to need to drop a few storms that...
Okay, storms, not massive storms. It's enough to push Jig back for the time being, and even up the supplies. 146 to 155 now. Sage out in front. And these infestors, the Brofesters, are still hanging out at that 4th, or maybe that's the 5th expansion. That is the 5th expansion.
Jig just doesn't really have money anymore. He's mining 700 minerals a minute. He's trying to re-establish his fort base, which, you know, he had plenty of minerals
He's
left.
got 2,000 gas.
He'll make a lot of infestors, huh?
Can make a lot of something.
I'll just make a lot of infestors.
I don't know if there's really anything you can make that save him. Maybe he can make a bunch of overseers.
I would still make a lot of infestors.
Mass overseer.
See 5 infestors morphing right now, but they're gonna go up against a ridiculous amount of high Templars. There are so many zealots as well to mess with the AI of all the units and just to force fungals that you don't really want to use. And during all this, Sage is just sitting comfortably on that 5th base on the left side of this map. And he knows as long as he has that base, as long as he keeps Jig on 3 bases, and the only thing that Jig can make is a lot of infestors. And
That's what we're going to get. 10 of them on the way. Not sure what those 3 low ground infested Terrans are going to do.
get back up. Alright, it's looking a little dicey for Jig. Jig is gonna try to buy some more time for himself. The infestor count is gonna go very high, as that's pretty much all he can do with all that gas. So if you want to ask him, Jig, what you gonna do with all that gas, he's gonna make a lot of infestors. Sage doesn't have to do anything anymore. He can sit back, wait until he can land some massive storms or feedback. And if this is going to be a fight, it's going to be a very good one for Sage. He might be able to force field. No, he's a little too late for that.
Some fungal could. Yeah, I think Jig's got one last fight in him. If he just crushes one fight.
Yeah, but that Sage really has to like right-click his army many times on one spot and like drop fungal. No, that's pretty much the only way. Oh, Sage losing his mothership core. Opens the minor window.
Start, and there's one okay fungal, but Sage actually going for the surround. You don't see that often in PvZ. The Hydra's cornered by the Zealots. The storm's gonna rain down. Grubby might say, "How's the weather?" And Jig would say, "Well, not so good."
A little chilly. Jig
Not
calls
so
well
good.
played, and Sage will win the first series of the day 2-0. Still, I enjoyed what I saw from Jig.